Welcome back to Ayaz Tech. In this video, I am going to show you how to install WordPress in your local host by using Docker and Docker Compose. This is going to be really easy and smooth process for you to install WordPress. You will not have to install any PHP or MySQL or anything in your computer. You don't need anything. The only thing that you need is that you should have a Docker engine installed in your computer, and also you should also have Docker Compose installed and working correctly. To make sure if you have Docker Compose and a Docker engine installed already on your computer or not, to check that, open your terminal and type docker dash dash version. So as you can see that it is giving me the version 20.10.5. So that's mean Docker is installed in my computer already. You can also check for the Docker compose tool by typing docker dash compose version, and see you can see that it is also showing you the version of the Docker compose. That's mean you are ready to go and you can now start working on your project. So to start, to install your WordPress, first of all, you need to create a file called Docker Compose. So create it in the root directory YAML, Docker Compose YAML. So in this file, you will define everything that you need to start your WordPress website. Just type version 3. Now, uh, below this, you need to provide the all of the services that are required to run your WordPress. We need only two services. One is the instance of the WordPress, and second one is the database that is going to be M- MySQL or MariaDB, whatever you prefer. So in this video, I will use MariaDB as a database. So let's first create the very first service, that is the WordPress. To create a service, you have to first type services, then press enter, and uh, be careful about these tabs, these spacings, these indentation, because if you type incorrect indentation, then it will not work and you will see errors. So I pressed one tab, and then you need to type the name of the service that you are going to install. So you can type any service. I will use WordPress. So in the WordPress, at the bottom, you need to add one further tab after the WordPress and type container name. Here you can provide any name for your container. It can be anything. Uh, I will type local WordPress. Depends on, here you can provide the dependency. We will create the dependency later after we create the service for the database. So now you need to type the image name, and here you need to provide the image of the WordPress, Docker image of the WordPress. For that, to find out the correct WordPress image name, go to the Docker Hub and here search for the WordPress. And after you search, you can see there is a image appeared in the search result, that is WordPress, and it has the tag official, it has the label official image. So you need to select this one. And here you can see all of the versions and flavors of the image. You don't need to worry all of them. You just pick whatever you need. For now, I need only the image, latest image of the WordPress. So I will just copy the name from here, and these are actually versions. If you want a specific version, then you can review these and you can put the specific version. But we don't want any specific version. We just want a latest version of the WordPress. For that, just pick this word and copy this word from the URL. Either you can pick it from the URL or you can select from here as well. Copy it and go back to your VS Code and type the image name. Now you need to mention the version. We want the latest version. For that, just type latest. Next, type restart always. And the benefit of this is that in case if your server, if your WordPress is crashed or server is crashed somehow because of some error, it will automatically restart your server and your website will be live again without any downtime. So this is useful. Next, you need to provide the port that you need to mention the ports where you want to expose your WordPress website. I want, for example, type here ports and add dash. Now type any port, for example, 8222. And here you need to mention the port that is available inside of the WordPress container. So you are mapping the port from the inside of the container with the port of your computer. So you in your computer's browser, you will have to enter the localhost colon 8222 to access this WordPress website. Next, press enter and type environment. In this environment, you need to provide some information that is required for the WordPress to be installed successfully. For that, uh, actually, I will also show you how to get these information, that which environment variables are required. Just go back to the Docker Hub and scroll down. You will see all of the environment variables which you can use. So we will use this one first, WordPress DB host. And here you need to type the host name uh, and the port. I will type the host name after I set up the database service. So just skip it for now. After that, type the WordPress DB user. Actually, let's copy it from here as well. Type WordPress DB user and here type the username of your database that you are going to use for this WordPress connection. I am going to create a user with the admin, so I just typed the user admin. Now go back and copy this variable, type here, and now actually no need for double quotes here. It will work without the double quotes as well here. And after that, copy the DB name, and so here you need to provide the database name that you are going to use for your WordPress installation. Uh, we did not create a database yet, but we will create a database very soon after this service, and we are going to set the name of the database is local WordPress. You can type any name, whatever you prefer. So next, very important step is mentioning the volumes. You need to attach some volumes. So for this example video, we need just one volume, and this volume is actually, first of all, you need to create a source folder. Now you need to mount your source folder. You need to mount the HTML folder of the WordPress container with this source folder so that you could edit your WordPress files easily right from your computer. You will not have to go inside of your container through the terminal. You just can open this folder and you can start editing your file, and it would be updated inside the container in the real time. So this is very useful. So now type the path of the source folder, that is /src. Now after colon, you need to provide the path of the www.html folder inside the WordPress, and this is the path /var www html. After that, press enter and add some space. Now it's time to create a service for the database. I am going to type the database, and in the database press enter and type image. In the image you need to add the image of the MySQL or another that you want. I will, in this video I will use the MariaDB, so I will search MariaDB, and this is the official image of MariaDB. Just click on that, and as we need the latest version, so I will just copy the name of the image, type here like this, and now type latest and press enter. Type restart always. Now type environment. Now you need to type all of the environment variables that are available here. Not all, just mention the environment variable that you need. So I will show you which environment variables we need for this video. For example, we need MySQL database environment variable, and type here you need to create. So if you provide the database in this environment variable, then it will uh, on runtime, when you start your container first time, it will create a new database with the name that you have mentioned here. So as we need a database with the name local WordPress, so I will mention the same database name here so that it can be available for the WordPress. And before proceeding further, remember we left this value blank because we needed a database service. Now we have the database service, so we can use it. So in the host, normally we provide the IP address or something like that, but in the benefit of the Docker Compose file is that you can just refer to any service by mentioning the name of that service like this. In this way, if you type this database, then that's mean it is going to hit this service, and we want to access database. And in this container, this database is exposed on 3306 port. So type 3306 port. Now, another thing that we left, that was we are required to add is that to put a dependency array. The you need to type it like this: DEPEND depends on, and here you need to mention the service name on which this service is going to depend on. So as WordPress is totally depending on the database service, so it cannot be started until database service is ready. So we will wait for the database service to be ready. After database service ready, then it will start installing the WordPress. So type like this. After that, mm, uh, let me correct this one. And next, we need MySQL user and MySQL password. In the MySQL user, remember that we were expecting to have a user with the name admin and user database password with the word admin. So we need to create same user with the same password. Similarly, copy this MySQL password and type admin. And now uh, next we need to actually we don't need the root password, but if you want, you can paste that as well. I'm just selecting the same password that I use for the MySQL password environment variable. One thing that I want to recommend you that please don't use uh, simple passwords like this. This is not recommended. I'm using very simple password just for the video purpose, just to show you really quick. But for the production application, I highly recommend you to use the complex passwords to avoid any kind of hacking. So after this is done, press enter, and now you need to add a volume. Before I add volume section, press enter and add the at this area type volumes, and in this way you will define a volume. We are going to define a volume. A volume is like a storage area where you want to store something. So I am going to persist the database that we are going to create, because if you don't persist your database, then database will be stored database files will be stored only inside the container, and once you stop the container and if you restart the container, then it will delete your database data, and that is not good. You want to persist, you want to maintain the database, even if database if even if you delete the container, your database file should not be deleted. So for that you need to create a volume like this. You can type any name. I am typing local WordPress in database. And here, press enter, and now type volumes and type dash. And here, man, you need to use the same name of the volume that you defined below. And after volume, type colon. And here you need to mount the folder that actually contains all of your database files that you create. So the path is slash var slash lib slash mysql. So that's it, I think. After that, I guess it's time to start it. Open your terminal and make sure you are in the root directory where you make sure you are in the same directory where docker compose file exists. So in that directory, just type docker compose up. There is an why was it making notice? Okay, there is an error. We need to fix that. So I guess the error is here. And let's try. Yeah, I hope this would work now. It is still not working. I guess there is some issue in the file format. Um, it is saying the permission error. Maybe I need to run the sudo. Let's try sudo. Yeah. Now error is saying that cannot create container with the name local WordPress. The container name is already in use by container. So we actually I already created a container with the same name earlier. That is why it is not allowing us to use the same container name. I will just change the name. It does not matter. so much. So just clear the terminal and let's try again. Okay, now something is happening. I hope we need to wait. We can see the error in the WordPress area because it is waiting for the database, I guess. Uh, hmm, that's strange. Um, it is saying something operation is not permitted. I guess somehow it is not allowing to use this folder. Let me delete that folder and let's try that again. Hmm. Okay, let's create that folder again. I think the issue was that my Docker engine was not started properly. What I did is that I I went to the this area and search for the Docker because Docker is already installed. I opened this Docker. Now Docker is active and running as you can see in the above icon. I hope that now it should work without any problem. So let's try. Yeah, this time you can see that it is not throwing any error. Now it is saying something that it is uh, it is pulling database from this image and it is actually installing and downloading the image from the internet. So depending on your internet speed, you need to wait. And once everything is completed, you will be able to access your WordPress files from the source folder, and you will also be able to access your website from the browser. So let's wait for a few seconds and then see. All right, guys. So uh, it is now it has downloaded the image. Now it is creating the files that are required for the WordPress. You can see that now source folder is filled with a lot of files. I did not add any files. It just downloaded from the image. So after you see this, some message like this, you can read completed. WordPress has been successfully copied to this area, to this folder, and this folder was mounted with our source directory. That is why you can see those files in this folder, and you can read other things as well. These are not necessary for you. Just scroll up and copy the port that you selected, that you created. Now go back to your browser and type localhost and put the port that you copied and press enter. All right. You can see that now you have a brand new fresh installation of the WordPress. And now you just need to click on the button to complete the installation provided by the WordPress. Type the title, type the username, and don't use this weak username password. You should use strong password. I'm just using weak password just for the demo purpose. Now confirm if you want to use weak password, and you can provide the email. I'm just providing any dummy email. You need to provide the well email address here. Now click on the install WordPress and wait. Now click on the login button and type the same username and password and press enter. All right. You can see that we are now inside of the admin panel of the WordPress website that we just created with the help of the Docker Compose and the Docker. You can also visit your website. This is how it is looking now. You can change your theme or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. You can now do anything with it. You have access of all of your files. You can use them to work on them. You can see the theme folder, you can see the plugin folder. Just use them, write your code, and invent new things. And once you're done, you can also commit your WordPress code as well. So this is all I wanted to show you in this video. If you guys have any questions, then please mention them in the comments. Please, if this video was useful for you in any way, then please like, share, and comment. And also, don't forget to subscribe my video and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification coming from my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching my video. Hope to see you later. Bye.